Well, Pitter Patter, let's get at her. It's Joe the Bull Guy and Jimbo. How you doing tonight, Jim?
What's happening?
Hey, not much, not much. It is Friday. It is that party time. Let's fucking go, right? I mean, here's my thing. I'm gonna move my camera around. Oh, there we go. Um, you got to take time for yourself, especially in the weekends, or else dumb shit happens, right? Like people do some dumb things when you don't do some time for yourself. Some people drink, some people end up going and getting a little too hard, a little too heavy, and some of our stories tonight are actually going to be about that. I grabbed a couple of news stories that I thought were hilarious. Um, we don't have Nicole tonight; she's with a family event. Um, the cool part about Nicole when she's here, well, there's a lot of cool parts, but one of the fun parts is she does the Streetwalker Diaries. We're not going to do that. We're going to let her have that, and we'll resume that on Monday. Uh, let's start out with one of the, if you don't mind, Jim. I'm going to start out with one of these that I found, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. This happened actually, it wasn't just recently, but it happened on December 28th of 2024. And it's Florida. You guessed it, guys. It's fucking Florida. Florida
Nice.
is
Of course.
ridiculous. Um, so the title was "It's Not My Fault," said the Florida man, "that my truck did not surf." So apparently, this Nimrod on February 6th, actually, I lied to you, it was February 26th, 2025. A Florida man was arrested after driving through a closed beach sign and into the ocean. And he told the officers that, "I'm sorry, it wasn't my fault. My truck just doesn't surf." Um, I want to know what the fuck goes through people's heads, right? My thing is that in what universe, okay, what realm of possibility do you think? And it looked like it was a Ford Ranger, motherfucking Ford Ranger. Um, you know what though? I kind of feel like it would have floated.
There was an incident they had in Atlantic City maybe 10 years ago, not even, maybe right before COVID, where an older couple got their vehicle stuck on the Atlantic City beach because they followed their GPS. They were trying to get
Oh,
into
and
one of
it's
the casino parking garages. It put them up on the boardwalk, down off an emergency ramp. They got scared and kept going, and it went off the ramp right into the sand, and they had to get all this equipment out on the beach to get their car off of it. And they're like,
that
"What are
is
you doing?" They're like, "We followed the GPS. We were listening to the GPS."
that is crazy. I mean that's wild. That's wild behavior. I mean my thing is this, like how um in what realm I don't know. I guess my problem is in what universe do you not realize that that's happening? That was like back in the old days of MapQuest. Do you remember where they would say, um, drive to the ocean and then swim across to England? Like who the fuck? What assholes swimming to England? You know what I mean? And they constantly are like, "Oh no, this is how it." No, this is ridiculous. Let's take a look. I think you said you had one out of Florida too, didn't you?
Yeah, I got two out of Florida. The first one is pretty interesting. This happened today. It was reported today from ABC Tampa.
Okay.
Um, a Florida man was charged for having three wives in three different counties. He got charged with felony bigamy. The first one he was married to in November 2020. They met on a dating site. In February of 22, married another one on a dating site. And then November of 22, married another one on a dating site, met him on a dating site. And he just brought him to a different county because they don't double check. You can just write whatever you want. Um, there was Match.com, Tinder, and another one I never heard of. And he has now filed for divorce on one and filed for annulments on the other two. And he's pleading not guilty to his felony bigamy.
I- hmm.
how do you handle one, nonetheless three in three different counties?
That's what I was gonna say. Like, who the fuck wants to handle one? I don't want to handle one.
It's like three different lives, three different wives.
Oh my god, it's oh Jesus. I can only imagine, like that's some crazy shit.
And here,
That's
when they investigate, he was targeting women like newly divorced. He was like, they're
yeah.
probably what they're saying is they probably getting alimony, child support, money, and that's what he was marrying them for.
Oh wow. That's insane. Hey Dominique, how you doing? Welcome in. I don't know, dude. Tonight the internet's been before we get into any more of this, the internet's been weird tonight. I'm just saying. I was on TikTok earlier. It was like no one was on whatsoever. Absolutely no one on. Like it was like a ghost town.
I know here it's beautiful outside and Ocean City's packed.
Right. And so I kind of feel like maybe later, like I don't know, but it just felt weird, man. It felt weird. The streets of TikTok were like it was like walking Hunts Point after a snowstorm. You know Hunts Point, you'll get that joke. If you don't know Hunts Point, it's where all the hookers walk. Just saying. Okay, go ahead and you said you had another Florida one. I can't believe who the fuck would have multiple wives. But then again, there's some crazy stories this week, some crazy shit. But yeah, I'll share that afterwards. Maybe we'll do our own little version of Streetwalker Diary.
Nice. Well, the other one from Florida, I don't have the date on it, but it was listed today. That came off of Fox 35 Orlando.
Okay.
A Florida inmate on prison work release. He was on a work crew, got arrested for burglarizing a home while they were on like work detail.
Shut the fuck up.
So it was on like
that's like everybody's worst nightmare. You know what I mean? Like you see the Chang gang and then they break into your house.
So like they got him on the Ring camera, opening the slider, going in. He stole a pack of cigarettes and a lighter. He was in jail for burglary and theft.
Of a cigarette and a lighter. I mean,
for pack of cigarettes and a lighter he stole.
I mean, in jail, that's quite expensive. That probably protected his booty hole for a day, if he would have gotten away with it.
I mean,
that's funny.
You got to pay the tough salad, man.
I don't eat ass. We've already been through this. I got a good one for you all. Jim, what do you think would possess you to try to scale something while intoxicated? And by scaling, I mean like, not just like a wall or like a Jersey barrier, but like actually scaling a building with no harnesses, no nothing. Well, how drunk do you think you have to be? I mean, I've been pretty fucked up, but I have never, not once. Hey, Hannah, swiped into this. There you go, Hannah. But how drunk do you have to be to have to scale? Right. Okay. Well, guess
I'm not a heights person anyway, so it would.
Let's go with this. You ready for this shit? It's always the goddamn French. Hey Hannah, how you doing?
It was the French. He's like parkour.
It's always the French. It's always the French. So 5 Frenchmen. Okay, this comes out of Berlin AP. Okay, so this is one of Berlin's magazines. So this was April 13th, 2025. Okay, just a couple days ago, right? Not too far. I'm only if I'm running from the cops. Yeah, right. But
right.
here's the thing. You ready for this? 5 Frenchmen were detained after a woman called the Belgium. Wait, hold on. 5 Frenchmen and a Belgian woman had tried to climb the famous cathedral in Cologne, Germany. Now, most of y'all know we were over in Cologne all the time and whatnot. My parents lived there. This fucking dome, it's called the Cologne Dome. It's a cathedral. It's fucking huge. Okay, 5 Frenchmen and a Belgian woman tried to climb this cathedral. Police said that they were informed that the church private security guard, by the way, who are Deutsche Secret Police, FYI, found young climbers with headlamps and surveillance cameras in the middle of the night. Police officers in riot gear surrounded the cathedral, and helicopters hovered over the northern dome. until 5 climbers were detained inside the tower stairwell. Authorities said that the men ranged between the ages of 18 and 27, and the woman was 26. Their identities would not be revealed by the German police. They confiscated a cell phone, camera, and a lockpick set, and during their search of the building, they found several doors that apparently had been broken open to and ransacked, and their rucksacks, contained climbing equipment for the outside of the east wall. I don't give a fuck how drunk I am. My ass ain't looking at a building going, yep, I'm going to scale that motherfucker. That thing is huge, okay?
Sound like they had planned that shit out.
Well, I mean, you kind of have to at that point. But here, how tall is the Cologne Cathedral? Here you go. I know you fucking lie. 516 feet straight up.
No, thank you.
That's a mean fucking tequila. That is some mean fucking tequila. Who the fuck in their right mind? And the girl apparently had stated that it is not my fault. I was under the influence and followed the leader.
They're like, we were drinking the schnapps.
Just tells you the French can't hold their booze. I mean, really. They were prosecuted and have to serve 7 years in jail.
Wow. That's huge.
Well, they broke into a church. They tried to climb it. I mean, do you blame them?
No.
You would fall? Yeah, listen, I fucking fucked up my toe on the edge of this desk last week. You know what I mean? And it almost broke me to my knees. Hello, Twitch. Let's just say a shout out to who's watching on Twitch. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you. In Discord, we see you over there having fun. Yeah, we got all this shit now. Okay, like let's talk about some of this crap real quick here. We've got all this set up now. We're streaming on Instagram Live right now. Yeah. Let me just tell you that in a nutshell is fantastic, but a pain in the ass, but it works. We got Twitch, which is fantastic. Hi guys, how you doing? And the Discord's rocking. And if you don't follow us on Discord, go into the bio of YouTube, go click the link tree, and if you want to contribute or have any ideas for the podcast, hop on in and send an email. I do have 2 other stories. One that is kind of interesting. The other one is fucking hilarious in my opinion. But did you have any other stories, Jim, that you were going to talk about?
I've got one that I'm not surprised. Nothing against Kentucky, but I'm not surprised.
Oh, there's a lot of things against Kentucky.
And I have to read it because it just reads like something. It's crazy. So a Kentucky man is facing battery charges after police say he struck an officer day after cashing out his $167.3 million Powerball prize. The incident happened at the popular Tradewinds Resort in Pinellas County, Florida. So this happened in Florida on Tuesday evening. The arrest affidavit states Farthing was his last name, was in a fight with another guest when officers arrived. As a deputy stepped in to break it up, the affidavit states Farthing kicked him in the face and tried to run. He now faces charges of battery on a law enforcement officer and resisting arrest. Farthing's girlfriend, Jacqueline Fightmaster, is her last name, was also arrested for disorderly.
Hold on, her name's Fightmaster.
Fightmaster. She got arrested for disorderly intoxication. WLKY interviewed Farthing about his Powerball winnings just a day before the incident. So he was on the news the day before because he won. The 50-year-old said he'll be splitting the prize with his mother, Linda Grizzle. And in quotes, I still don't believe it's real. I've caused her a lot of stress, but I've kept my faith and done right. He said about his mother, not his girlfriend. Grizzle was the first to tell Farthing he won. I called and texted to him and said, and he said, the man here sold it to me. And that was it. That was her quote. Farthing bought the ticket at Clerk's Pump and Shop in Georgetown. He's now the winner of Kentucky's largest Powerball jackpot, shattering the previous record in 2009. No, it can't be. Nobody in Kentucky ever wins. But then I was like, wow, we really did sell a winning ticket. Lynette Robinson, assistant manager of Clark's Pump and Shop, told WLKY.
Who could we take 1 second to figure out who named these fucking people? Grizzly, Fight Master, Chuck and Chuck. What was it? Chuck and Chuck? The gas station? Chuckle fucks. What?
Pump and Shop. Clark's Pump and Shop.
Pump and Shop?
Yeah.
Like Pump and Shop. Oh my God.
I think
I
they
mean,
mean
if
like
you,
gas pump.
no, I know what they meant. I know that they meant gas pump, but I mean, come on now. You know, they pump it in, and then you got to go shop for baby clothes. I mean, it makes sense either way.
All I think of is Raising Arizona. I'm going to take all the money you got in that drawer and these here Huggies.
Oh my God. It was great. That was great. I missed that show.
This was on from WLKY out of Orlando, Florida.
The names say it all. You know what, though? To be fair, though, like, are we surprised between Kentucky and Florida? Are we surprised at anything that goes on? I'm not.
No.
I got one about Alabama over here that we're gonna have fun with. But we'll get into that one. I want to talk about this one first, though. This is an unusual contest. It's a Yorkshire tradition. I know Jim gets a little sensitive when we talk about the English. But they're well, you know, you being Irish and all. They carry heavy sacks of coal. Okay, so the pictures are fucking hilarious because I guess this is all I see is women carrying sacks of coal over their fucking shoulders, right? So this is April 24th of 2025. Contestants in Yorkshire compete on Monday with the World Coal Carrying Competition. It's racing with heavy sacks of coal on their back. Women carry 20 kilos, so that's about 2.2 pounds a kilo, 44 pounds. While men carry 50 kilos, about 110 pounds, along a 1.1 kilometer, so about a sixth of a mile, course in Ossett, Yorkshire. It is an unusual British Easter tradition.
Wow.
What I can read on with this, and it's fucking hilarious because I mean, if you look at those people in England carrying this shit, it's crazy. Like they have pints in their hand while holding fucking sacks of coal on their shoulders, and then they throw it into a hay bale and they collapse. Like I get that the coal is heavy and their faces are covered with soot and all this shit, but like,
oh man,
what in the fuck? Or why? What? How does that correlate to Easter? What is that, like the burden of the cross? Like what why coal? Wouldn't that be Christmas?
I don't know.
It's the English, man. It's the fucking English. I don't get it. But you got to see these guys. Like they all have British socks on. They're all wearing fucking Lululemons and they're carrying sacks of coal on their shoulders in the rain because you know it's England. And there's literally Galthrop is the home of the World Coal Carrying Competition. They hand each other Guinness afterwards to drink, which I think is very funny.
That's great.
But I don't know. It doesn't say why. It just says it's an Easter tradition. There is no other further explanation than it's just an English tradition in this area. Absolutely outstanding. And then the one guy's holding it on his shoulder and he's pointing out to the crowd like he's fucking Babe Ruth. Like he must be French. Okay, and then this one was the kicker. This one was the one that made me almost spit my coffee out this morning. So I didn't sleep well. I ended up running on TikTok till like 7 o'clock in the morning, and then went through a doom scroll. And then actually like just shut down. But we're going to Alabama for this one, okay? Go figure. Fucking Alabama. A runaway in Tuskegee, Alabama. A runaway kangaroo named Sheila shut down a stretch of the interstate in Alabama on Tuesday before state troopers and the animal's owner wrangled in this awkward marsupial. Okay, so the Alabama law enforcement said that the kangaroo was spotted Tuesday hopping along the interstate 85 in Macon County, which is between Montgomery and Auburn. The site snarled traffic, and the state troopers shut down both the interstate for the safety of the motorists. The animal's owner and the troopers were able to capture Captain Burkett, of Alabama law enforcement agency said, when somebody said that there was a kangaroo, of course I didn't believe him, and no one believed it. But then look at him. You see this picture of this kangaroo just flying down the fucking road.
That made the news here.
It did.
Yeah.
It made it everywhere. It was fucking crazy. My question is this. Who the fuck, the animal owner, Patrick Starr, okay, told the Associated Press that the animal's name is Sheila and that it had escaped from her enclosure. She's back home safely. She's up and she needs sedated. She doesn't need sedated anymore. She's eating, she's drinking, and she's not hurt, said Starr. Like as if that was a fucking concern. The kangaroo was treated at the Auburn University College of Veterinary Medicine, he said. The family runs a pumpkin patch and a petting zoo. Sheila is just a personal pet, Starr said. Yeah, because you ever fucking try to square up with a fucking with a kangaroo? Those motherfuckers are vicious.
I've seen that video.
Mm-hmm.
When the kangaroo had the guy's dog.
Oh my god, yeah, I know. And he started squaring up and beating the shit out of him. And the guy just puffs his. Oh, it was great. Oh, here you go. Here's a good one. She's such a sweet pet. I'm glad she's home, and I'm glad that nobody slowed down, and I'm glad nobody slowed down a little bit. What? And I'm glad everybody slowed down a little bit, as if they didn't hit her. Like, who the fuck? Could you imagine driving? Like, here's my thing. Imagine, someone in a Subaru. We'll just leave it at that. Okay, they're in their little Outback Subaru driving down, and all of a sudden you see a fucking kangaroo to the side of you. You know damn well that person's gonna flip the fuck out and then yeet themselves off the road. One guy who called it in, he said, "I heard my grandmother yell, 'It's a fucking kangaroo,'" and he said, "No, it had to be a deer." And then, quote, "No, it is really a kangaroo." Like, could you imagine, your grandmother, like, you're driving, you're not paying attention, and, like, you're thinking that somebody senile's next to you seeing a fucking kangaroo go down in the middle of Alabama? Like, I get Australia, right? Like, if this was Australia, okay, big deal. But this is the middle of fucking Alabama. What the fuck y'all doing in Alabama? Like, why do you have a personal pet raccoon? God, I was looking to see. I saw another one that had me in fucking stitches. And let me see if I can find it again. It was great. I fucking died. I was reading this. Okay, here we go. I think this is where I found it. I think it was out of Florida as well.
Oof. Florida's got them, boy. Man.
Florida's got some fucking weird shit. The New York Zoo. This one was interesting though. The New York Zoo is feeding the baby vultures with a puppet because there's not an adult vulture to feed it. That was interesting. Let's see. Where were you? It was something about a fucking turtle. It was like the dumbest thing about a turtle, and I wanted it, and I spit out my coffee all over the table. Oh, its name was Turtle. The world's largest dog and the world's smallest dog met for a play date where the owner shouted out Turtle after it stepped on the smallest dog. It was a Great Dane. Stepped on a Chihuahua. It wasn't that funny. There was one that I literally looked at. Hold on. I hate doing this and not having it prepared, but I was like, we don't need. Oh, here we go. Y'all women need to stop fucking getting farm animals and shit that don't belong. Kent, Connecticut, a Scotland Highland bull is the talk of the town, where it in the rural hills of Western Connecticut, where it roamed over a month in the frigid winter weather. I didn't know this. They reported on it again. This was back in February 2025. In the
Highland cow.
A Highland bull. A Highland bull cow, okay? A Highland bull cow. Listen, ladies, stop fucking picking up shit that don't belong to you. Cows, chicken, Like, just live your suburban life. Go if you want to farm, go get a fucking farm. Local residents have reported sporadic sightings over the past week. Now again, this is back in February. In the town of New Milford, people have keep spotting it, and they don't know what to call it or how to call for it. Here's my question: if I saw a fucking Highland cow, I don't think I'm gonna go whistle at it and be like, "Come on, come on," you know. The bull invoked the story of Buddy the Beefalo, a bison hybrid who roamed the woods of central Connecticut back in 2020 and 2021 after escaping from the slaughterhouse. Buddy was eventually caught and moved to an animal sanctuary in Florida.
I'm going to say, if he escaped from a slaughterhouse, he deserves to live now.
But who's slaughtering Highland bull? Like, what are you eating? Is that the new Kobe beef?
Dog food.
The Highland cow?
If it's like something that horse, like old animals, they go to Purina.
Yo,
they had one crazy. In North Las Vegas. It smelled wretched from like miles around. Pungent.
Pungent is an understatement.
Burned the nostrils.
Burned the nostrils. Listen, we have a cow pasture that's around here that I can't believe. Half the time it makes me want to throw up. You get a hot summer day.
You ever go through
I love this one.
Eastern Pennsylvania and smell the mushroom farms?
Yeah, I know all about that. Oh, here you go. This is a good one for us. TikToker users are reflecting on the updates on one of the biggest viral videos after a woman who cried over the reality of her first 9-to-5 job. The followers said she had been laid off. Social media Brielle, who goes by the username we won't say, previously endeared herself to be a TikToker and vent about her frustrations about her first real job. Brielle was overcome with emotion when she spoke of the sheer amount of time she had to spend commuting to and from work after graduating at the age of 21. I know I'm probably just like so dramatic and annoying, but it's my first job and it's like a 9-to-5 after college. You know, this is the shit that gives us a bad name when we go on TikTok and we actually stream and broadcast like on here and whatnot. Like, look, I worked my ass off to get where I'm at right now. And I'm continually to work my ass off. This week, I have put in more fucking hours than I even know what the fuck to do with myself. I think I'm running on 2 hours of sleep. I've slugged down 3 Red Bulls today and I could still go take a nap. And you're going to sit here and bitch about a 9-to-5? And it goes further into the article that she wanted to collect welfare. So, okay, tell me this. You want me to pay for you to sit at home? Fuck off. No. Go get a job. And I'm not saying that you can't turn TikTok into a job. The dog food plants on... Oh, God, I would not want... No, that just smells gross. The ADHD is strong today because of the no sleep. But I don't... You got to put in time and effort. Like this like going on and streaming for 5 minutes is not actually streaming. That's you having a conversation with someone because it's a FaceTime. You go, you grind, you do your thing, and you have something that you're working for. We're working for a center. We're working for the podcast. We're trying to make people's day a little bit better. You went to a 9-to-5, and I think it was some fast food restaurant you went to.
Oh boy. And
you're complaining. That's who's paying our Social Security. That's who's going to be in charge of the country when we're older. I'm making a pact. I'm finding a fastest train. I'm just saying. Anyway, just absolutely like, what the fuck? So I was going to try to do a streetwalker story, but I think we're going to leave it be. I think we're going to leave that to Nicole and let her have her little moment in the sunshine, because she comes up with some fucking weird shit, like the maggots in the vagina. I couldn't believe that shit. Or nice. Cats taking a shit on the back. The worst part is she knows these people. All of these stories she finds, they're true fucking stories that she encountered while she was doing that.
Oof.
Like, I mean, I've heard some crazy shit. I mean, I've heard of some like stupid, really dumb things like, people have been married for years and they come out and all this other crap and whatnot. It just,
I just heard on the radio tonight, a couple, both were arrested for domestic violence. They were fighting over the thermostat in their house. He was 87, she was 85. You talk about just having enough of each other's shit. I'm like,
could you imagine that brawl? Come here, aggression. Give me a second while I get my teeth. Like, fuck out of here.
I'm sick of your shit, Eugene. You burnt the chicken
Bubbles
again, Pearl.
You overseasoned the fuck out of it. Oh man. Well, oh God almighty. That's funny as hell. Well, guys, if you didn't catch earlier on the podcast this week on Thursday, we dropped an episode of where it was my stomach versus a scratch kitchen. And let me tell you, my stomach lost that day. Although it tasted great, I couldn't finish all the food. My family ate the rest of the food, and I was not thrilled about it because I wanted to eat that this weekend. And they're like, "Oh, thanks." I'm like, "Cool." They left me a cookie though. That was fun. But no, I met the owner. It's an amazing restaurant over here in Finleyville, Pennsylvania. Also met the guy from Kill Tony. Not the guys from Kill Tony, but somebody who's on the stage is Butthole Guy. Apparently he went viral too. I was just thinking about that because of Butthole Guy. So his roommate got up on stage and told the whole cast of Kill Tony, like, this is, so you know what this is, right? Kill Tony podcast.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay. So he his roommate was like, "Yeah, this guy shows me his asshole every day. And I don't know why he has this unhealthy obsession with showing me his asshole." And I started dying because I know the guy and I do stand up with him. And he's like, "Yeah, could you believe he went up there and says that I just like randomly spread my cheeks and show my asshole?" And without skipping a beat, I just looked at him and I'm like, "I believe it." Like, I know you. I fucking believe it. But yeah, it was absolutely hysterical. So yeah, that was something we got to experience this week. Other than that, man,
cheers from Germany. Cheers.
Salute. Prost. Oh, Slancha. Hey, Prost. Hi, how you doing? Where are you from in Germany? If it was Cologne, you just missed the story about the guys trying to climb up the dome. But you can always go back. I'm so drunk. I shaved my head clearly. There you go. Sounds like a fun night. Sounds like a fun. Actually, wait a second. Isn't it like 6 hours ahead? I mean, you're
7 a.m.
You're 7 a.m. Oh, Jesus. Well, you know what? Have fun. I'm trying to think. Is there any fun shit going on in Germany this weekend? Nuremberg is always a fun place to go to. If you haven't been there, it's down in Cologne. It's in downtown Cologne. It's a good time. It's off of American Strasse. I would just stay out of it after night. But Prost, welcome in. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Did they do Mayfest? Isn't Mayfest like a big thing in the spring?
No, not well. In southern Germany, they have like spring festivals and stuff, but it's more like, Oktoberfest is southern Germany. You have Carnival, which is Cologne. Trying to think. You have the Christopher Day Parade that's there. But my favorite was Carnival. That was. Okay, so here's a fun story. My uncle is no longer with us, but his memory lives on. So we go down to Cologne. He gets hammered, and we're walking through, and I mean, it's packed. It's like Times Square at New Year's, and all of a sudden, he disappears. And my mom looks at me. I look at my mom. I'm like, "Where the fuck is Pat? Where's Pat?" And like, we're looking around, like, and he speaks German, but he's drunk. He doesn't speak great German. No one's going to answer him. So we're looking around, and then all of a sudden I hear his voice, and I'm like, he goes, up here, and I look up, and he's got his arm around a dude. The guy's got a box of condoms, and he's like, I'm at a party, and I'm like, nope, have fun, and we just walked away. We just left him there. We just left him there. I'll never forget that day. And then he comes back and he goes, "That was a man," and I was like, "Did you what?" And he goes, "I didn't know that." I was like, he wasn't wearing a dress. He was wearing pants and a shirt. Like, what do you? How did
What
you
made
know?
you
He goes,
think?
"I must." Right, like what gave it away? He was a dude.
Oh my god.
I was fucking done. But I don't know. It's kind of like LA when I went out to LA. That was fun too. But crazy shit with that. Like I told you about that dog, right? Like
Yes.
the delivery system, like Sarah
Yeah.
Connor's worst fucking nightmare. Oh god, that was terrible. It was absolutely wretched. I was so like out of my mind, like inebriated there, and then next thing I know, this demonic speaking smells like, "Are you Joe?" Like,
Who's
but
asking? Are you Sarah Connor?
dude, I was about to shoot it and ask if it was Skynet, but I was in California, so I obviously didn't have anything that I could do that with. All I could do was stare at it like it took my mocha choca bullshit. But
What do you
you know,
What do you got going on this weekend? Any comedy shows? Anything going on this weekend?
no comedy shows this weekend. I got one on Monday and then another one on Wednesday. I have gonna go see Minecraft with the little guy.
Yeah.
Which should be fun, right? I told him if he starts shouting jockey chicken and throwing shit, we're leaving. Because apparently a lot of people are doing that. And I worked in a movie theater. No fucking way. Not
Did you see the
so
video, the viral video of the usher with the flashlight? It's like
yes.
anybody yells anything, it's like I'm leaving.
It was great.
Yeah.
She was like, and she was pissed, and she's like, here is it with her little, her little flashlight there. It was great.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This jockey chicken shit. We'll go see it. Apparently, Jack Black is hilarious in this. So I don't know. The Accountant 2 was fantastic.
I'm still waiting to see that.
Dude, go fucking watch it. Quit putzing around and go fucking watch it. What the fuck are you doing? I told you
Working.
about this like a week ago. Go see the fucking movie. I know you're opening the restaurant, which I can't wait. I cannot wait.
A few more weeks, hopefully. Hopefully by the end of this month, we'll see.
Let's
Knock on
go.
wood.
Let's go. Let's go. So, in other words, I got to make a road trip out to come and see you, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Let us
I'll
get
be
a
there
couple
for the
weeks. Let me get a couple weeks under the belt. I'll let you know when we do like a friends and family, if you can make it out.
Okay. If I can make it out, you mean when it is, and I will come out. There's no if. I have a car and I've driven to Jersey. I hate Jersey, though. I'm going to tell you that right now. I get lost in Jersey. It cost me $700 just to get on the fucking parkway. Listen,
Yeah.
Do your little goddamn state. You get on and it reroutes you off. Then you get back on and you're like, why did I get off? Then it takes you to the next exit off. It's just Jersey trying to fucking jack the prices up.
That's a fact.
It's crazy.
Yep.
And why would I, if I'm driving a mile, what does it cost? $36. What are you, and there's literally potholes that I saw small children bathing in. How the fuck are you telling me this goes towards the road?
Yeah.
I don't know. But hey, it's Jersey. We can't talk about it too much. You're there. We'll come and see you. And we'll do a podcast from it. We'll have to go all the way around the whole restaurant and everything. I did find out a way that I can use. You get this shit. I can use my phone as the camera for this. Leave the laptop set up and walk all the way the fuck around and just move around. How about that?
Nice
Technology, man. Yeah, we got that little implant, from Tesla. It's up in here. No, I'm just kidding. No, I didn't do that. But you can use the phone to do that, which was pretty cool.
Nice.
Couple of announcements for you all before we decide to close it up for the evening. We will be doing another food tasting and restaurant review. A buddy of mine out here is opening up a restaurant. And he asked me, he's like, listen, man, I'll feed you. Come on down. And I was like, dude, I'm fat. I'll eat it. Let's go. So we're going to do that. We're trying to get back out to Miami. The TikTok contest that we're in, we're going to try to see if we can make it there.
Nice.
So we're working diligently for that. and do some comedy out in Miami. What else? We're launching Nicole's podcast this month. We're finally trying to get that video back so that we can upload it. Other than that, that's pretty much it, man.
Busy.
I don't know. That's what you doing anything fun this weekend?
Working. The kids are away. Their last cheer competition, they're down in Virginia Beach.
Okay.
And hopefully she kicks ass on her last competition.
There you go. Well, not too much ass, because I think cheerleaders are supposed to be non-confrontational, right?
Huh.
I know they're not. But they're supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be team spirit,
Yeah.
right? That's what it is. We're just like, hey, we're here for the party. God, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just looked at the stats of this, and this is literally our 80th episode.
Wow. Nice.
Can you believe that shit?
Where did the time go?
Where did the time go? I could tell you the last week and a half where the time fucking went.
Yeah.
Fuck. Anybody still listening out there, or you're listening tomorrow, don't forget to go check out Jayco Drip up in the bio. We do have our autism awareness shirt. We're going to run that all the way through until the end of May. I know that April is autism awareness, but we're still going to go donate the money to the Autism Foundation. So here in Pittsburgh. So please make sure that you go get your autism either shirt or hoodie. We have 4th of July stuff coming out. We've got women's crop top hoodies and little short sets. We got the underwear. We're getting bathing suits. Boxers are on their way. Zip up hoodies are now there, and we have our new 4th of July. I'm not going to spoil it. We also have your starter pack of Joe the Bull Guy and the podcast. So you get a hoodie, a shirt, a mug, and a beanie, I believe. You can pick which box you want, men or female. And I think they start around $130. So you get all of your stuff all at once, and boom, you're set. So hey, why not? Other than that, we will get this shit kicked off, and we'll start again on Monday. Normally, the way we used to end the show, before we became part of Bull Media, we used to yell at our old producer, in a very fun way. Instead, I'm not going to yell at myself. I do that enough inside my own head. So I think at the end, we're just going to say, you know what? We're just